Of course, there is a lot of raw emotion. There is also bubbling anger under the surface here. Joining me live now is child and adolescent psychologist Clare Rowe. Thank you for your time today. I really appreciate you joining us. I mean, there is such profound grief, as I just mentioned. There is bubbling anger under the surface too. Today, some victims, of course, are being laid to rest. Just unimaginable grief that they are feeling at the moment. Firstly, if I can just get your response, your thoughts today.
Yeah, it's good to be with you. Look, I think an event like this understandably shakes all of us, even if we weren't there, even if we don't know anyone personally that was connected. But, our nervous system registers that something horrific has happened. And I think that it hits humans at a very primal level. Our brains are they're wired to seek out threat. And so when something like this happens at a place that so many of us know, have been to, taken our kids to, our sense of safety is shaken. And so it is completely normal for a while to feel that distress or confusion or unsettled. Or just emotional. That's how people are describing it to me. I just feel emotional. And that is completely normal. That's not weakness, that's biology. And that's your nervous system doing exactly what it is designed to do. Humans were not designed to go through this without a reaction afterwards. So I just tell people that all those emotions that you're feeling, confusion, and even now bubbling up anger is understandable and it is normal.
Claire, I mean, there are so many emotions and grief and loss, and all of that trauma response looks different for everybody as well, on a number of fronts. Not only the people who've lost their lives, lost loved ones, laying them to rest now, processing that enormous grief of so many innocent people here, people that were slaughtered, the people that witnessed this atrocity, the people who stepped in to help, who put their lives on the line. It's just unimaginable. I mean, how do people begin to heal? What does that look like? I mean, it's probably too early to even say, but how do people begin to heal?
Yeah, and perhaps it is too early for that. I mean, the first thing to say is that it's going to take time. This isn't a 48-hour thing and we all go back to normal. So this will take weeks and months. And I do believe that certainly Bondi Beach, but Australia will never be the same again. This is an absolute turning point. But when we're talking about an individual level, how do we return to life and normality? It's a tough one. I'm hearing today already from people coming into my own practice and saying, you know what, none of my stresses that I had matter anymore, and suddenly events like this shake us to sometimes realize that the trivial things that we're stressed about, finishing up the year in the workplace, and the pressures we're under, simply do not matter and pale in comparison to what our fellow community members have gone through. So first of all, I'd say that we can't rush this. And if you're struggling, you cannot rush yourself through and push through. But that sense of safety will return, but it won't return overnight and it won't return all at once. So our nervous system settles in layers. So it will be completely normal. And this time of year, with so many events planned as well, we've got Christmas events, New Year's Eve events, and generally into our Aussie summer, people are going to feel on edge and overly alert. And that is normal. And that is your body's natural fight or flight system doing its job. But over the coming months, as normal routines resume, our brain will receive, new evidence that we're okay and we're safe. So that's the first thing, give it time. The second thing is that people heal through connection, not isolation. And so that means reaching out to each other. And I tell people, you don't have to have the perfect words. People are so concerned, how do I do that? What do I say? It's really as simple as, coming into your workplace today, tomorrow, and next year and saying, gosh, that was really heavy. Are you doing okay? how's everyone holding up? And just checking in with people.
Mm.
It's just about being present. It's not about having, the perfect techniques or words. Um, and I would encourage people over the coming weeks to try and keep their routine as normal as possible and to just check in with themselves how they're feeling physically. It is a really normal response to want to scroll media 24/7 because we want to know every detail on how could this possibly happen in Sydney, Australia. But if you are finding yourself overly emotional, distracted, cannot sleep, some anxiety symptoms that are too hard to manage, we just need to step away from some of the content and the repetitive images that are out there, and just be very mindful about putting boundaries for yourself around that.
Some great advice, Claire. Thank you for joining us. I understand you work with children and adolescents too. And a part of my anger since this occurred is just how these young people and children who were there were robbed of their innocence, and they will never be the same. And that's where the anger comes from for a lot of people, I believe, because it's just not fair and this should not happen in Australia. And as you said, problems sometimes emerge later. Everyone reacts different to trauma as well, and it can show up in different ways for everyone. Claire, we'll leave it there for today. Thank you.
Thank you.